Guys, welcome back to another video of Master Math with Ade. In the previous video, we looked at the introduction to coordinate geometry, talking about Cartesian planes and Cartesian coordinates. Now, since we have an idea of what we're going to be doing, we're going to be looking at the midpoint of two specific points. So if you didn't see the previous video, you can check this one out right here. And if you saw it, so let's just get into today's video. So when we're finding the midpoint, so if we have two specific points, let's say A, and we have another point B. So this line over here. So if we want to find the midpoint, let's say the midpoint would be somewhere here. So that point there would be referred to as M. Now we have to note the distance from A to M is equal to the distance from M to B, because we've simply just cut the line into two equal parts. That's what the midpoint actually tries to tell us. So we have to know that AM will always be equal to BM when we're finding the midpoint of a specific line. Now let me give you the formula for midpoint. So when we're calculating the midpoint of two given points, midpoint will always be referred with capital letter M, and then we're going to have open parentheses. We're going to say x1 plus x2 over 2, y1 plus y2 over 2, close the parentheses. So that is our formula for finding midpoint. So what I mean by x1, x2, so let's say we have the coordinates from the previous video, as I said, 3, 4, and we also have b as 4, 3. Now we have to note, so since this is the first coordinate, here 3 will be our x1, then 4 will be our y1, then here 4 will be our x2, and this one will be our y2. That's what I mean by x1 and x2. Then simply we're just going to substitute this into the equation. So let me give you a perfect example so we can know what we're talking about. So let's say we have coordinates 3, 4. This is our coordinate A, and we also have coordinate 5, 2. So now we're told to find the midpoint between these 2 points. So you have to remember the formula. The formula was x1 plus x2 over 2, y1 plus y2 over 2. So we're just going to substitute those. So let me try writing the formula over here. So here's the formula, there are the coordinates. Let's substitute. So we said our 3 is our x1. So we're going to say 3 plus x2 is 5 over 2. Our y1 is 4 plus our y2 is 2 over 2. So 3 plus 5 is going to give us 8. So we're going to say 8 over 2, comma, 4 plus 2 will give us 6. So it will be 6 over 2. So we're going to have 8 over 2, comma, 6 over 2. Now we're just going to simplify those. So the midpoint will be 8 divided by 2 is 4. 6 divided by 2 is 3. So the midpoint of those 2 points is 4, 3. So we had this line AB. So A was 3, 4. So 3, 4, which is over there. And we have 3, 2, which is over there. So we found our midpoint as 4, 3. So 4, 3 will be here. So that will be our midpoint. So if we measure this distance and that distance, they will be the same if you use a graph paper, because here I'm just using freehand, so it won't be accurate. But if you plot this on a graph paper, you're going to have the correct measurements which are equal with each other. Now let's say if we have the midpoint already given to us, maybe the midpoint is -2, 1. And then we're given the coordinate for A, -3, 2. And then we're told to find B. So we have to know that B is obviously going to be x, y, but we don't know the value. So how are we going to solve that? You have to write the formula again and then do this. So with our formula written, we were given the midpoint as -1, 2. So we'll just substitute it here. So we're going to say -2, 1. And then we were given our A as -3, 2. And our B was x, y. That means we did not know. So our x1 will be -3 plus our x2 is this x over 2. Our y1 is 2 plus y over 2. Now, we have to note, since this part, this 2 is the x coordinate and this one is y, and we know this is dealing with x and this is dealing with y. So we're going to say, we're going to equate these two to the part which is dealing with y. And then this part which is y will deal with this part with y. This one will deal with the x, this one will deal with the y part. So let's equate, we'll say -2 is equal to -3 plus x over 2. So we're going to say -2 is going to be equal to, so our x1 which we wrote was -3 plus x over 2. So we'll just balance the fraction and we can simply solve. This would give us -4 is equal to -3 plus x. -4, this will come over the way that side. It will be -4 plus 3 is equal to x. So -4 plus 3 will give us -1. So therefore our x value is -1. Now we can solve for y. So y we had 1 is equal to 2 plus y over 2. We can simply balance the fraction. 1 times 2, 2. 2 plus y. Because 1 times everything there will just be 2 plus y. Then it would be 2 minus 2 is equal to y. Y is equal to 0. Therefore, our coordinates for B, since we had -1 as our x, so B will be -1, 0. That is the value for B. So thank you for watching this video today. It has been a blast teaching you guys. So I just pray you guys leave a comment in the video, like it, subscribe, and share it with your friends who may be struggling or who just want to improve their mathematical skill, because I will always be here teaching you guys every single day and releasing new videos, because in the next video we will look on more topics in coordinate geometry. So I will see you in the next video.